In the beginning, we gathered around the fire, huddled close against the dark and the cold and the things that scared us, and we told our stories. Centuries have passed, and the times have changed in ways never imagined. But through it all, we have shared our stories. If we are not family when we first sit down, we become so, at least for the time of the telling. For the last 7 years, I've come back here to a gathering of professional reporters, writers, teachers, and communicators, because what happens here transcends any formal boundaries. What happens here is the making of family, drawn close by the power of stories.
Every time we walk outside, we leave our newsroom or we leave our home, we need to open ourselves to what awaits us, because all of it matters.
Ask yourself, stop on the street, ask yourself, what do I see?
And so how do we begin to see? The simple act of seeing what's in front of us.
And our job as storytellers, if we want to get people to care about things, is we have to figure out a way to make them see the story in a different way and to help them understand you actually don't know the story at all.
We tell our stories in order to unburden ourselves, in order to undrown ourselves.
He looks at me and said, "Do you like boys the same way your Uncle Gogu likes boys?" I didn't know that my Uncle Gogu liked boys. I just thought he had a higher sense of fashion.
These 4 powers of audio apply to all kinds of stories. Real talk, questions, dialogue, sound. These are things that you can do with audio that, while you can do them with other kinds of storytelling, really shine when you do them in this form.
The physical way we experience VR might be pretty isolating. Promises of VR are not.
I feel numb. It's harder and harder for me to relate to my friends, my family, and so what I end up doing is I keep going back to these kinds of situations because that's the only way that I can sort of feel anything.
So can I ask you why you fell in love with me? I absolutely believe that stories are valuable and that they have the power to change lives for the better.
Find your ending. Land that story.
If we want to be storytellers, we should tell every story we possibly can. We should try not to leave too many stories untold. The world needs them too much. The story is our escort. Without it, we are blind. Thank you.
They are rocking evenly. I am older than I once was, and younger than I'll be. That's not unusual. No, it isn't strange. After changes upon changes, we are more or less the same. After changes, we are more or less the same.